Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the women's semi-final, which is the equivalent of a final when these two sides are in action. New Zealand versus Australia, the rivalry between 1 and 2 that has been happening all throughout this season and will continue to happen in the Olympics as well. But the two sides making their way out onto the field for the semi. The winner of this contest will face, of course, the winner of Canada versus France, I believe, is the other contest that has taken place. But looking through at New Zealand starting lineup, it is Georgia Miller, Rizzi Lane, Mahina Paul, Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, Teresa Setefano, Tyler King, and also Michaela Blyde. For the Australians, though, Maddie Levi, Faith Nathan, Soraya Paki, Tegan Levi, the returner Charlotte Caslick for this leg of the Sevens, Isabella Nassar, and also Tia Hines, the last lady in the starting side. So a lot of momentum for both of these sides, of course, heading into this contest. They are always sitting right near the top of the bunch. It's just about putting it together now for 14 minutes and getting yourself a big win. The last few times, there we go, they've just mentioned 3-2 in favour of New Zealand, and I think they've just mentioned that it's 3 in a row at the moment for the Kiwis as well. But we are now underway, ladies and gentlemen, for this semi-final. It's going to be overcooked over the hand of the New Zealand jumper. So it is going to be the line out here for the Australians. They are just outside of the 22, 28 metres out. Charlotte Caslick be ready to throw this one in. She's just gone with the stock standard pass. I don't think New Zealand looked like they were going to be contesting for that one. So well spotted by Caslick. Here comes Tegan. Levi goes on the inside. Now Hines looking to go through, gets the pass away. It's a bit of a rough one to Faith Nathan. It's been smashed in the tackle by Mahina Paul, and it will now be the scrum feed for New Zealand. And in this type of game, it is all about composure. You know that the opposition has the ability to score tries, but it's about what you can do outside of those tries that they are scoring. You have to get one more than your opposition. Head-to-head so far throughout this one. Like I mentioned earlier on, 3-2 at the moment in favour of New Zealand. But they have won the last 3 in a row. Of course, Australia, they will not be too happy with that. They will want to get themselves back on the winning path. But that is going to be now New Zealand in possession. Nice tackle made on Teresa Setefano. Across to the right-hand side again. Rizzi Lane on the outside to Georgia Miller. Australia's defence has been solid throughout this whole competition so far. I wouldn't expect it to weaken just because we're in the semi-finals. Setefano now making a couple extra metres. Caslick gets back to her feet. Isn't able to contest for the ball. Another step here for New Zealand. Rizzi Lane. Ball has come out the back door for Georgia Miller. Tyler King with the ball on the inside. Another offload to Miller. Keeping it alive on the halfway line at the moment here for the Black Ferns. That is going to be knocked down by Maddie Levi. They've said it's gone backwards. So it is going to be play on. It was very close to being knocked forward, but passed on the outside. That also looked very flat. Faith Nathan goes across there. 30 metres out from the line at the moment for the Australians. Tegan Levi across again to Hines. They've got numbers on this left-hand side with Faith Nathan charging forward. In fact, it's Soraya Paki. Voice is starting to give way. That was forward from the Australians this time. And it's going to be another scrum now for New Zealand. But a frantic first 2.5 minutes. Some structure in this one. But also at the end of the day, these two sides do enjoy playing that fast-paced rugby. Trying to catch the opposition out so that you can counter-attack. Since the Perth Sevens, including 2 cup finals, is when we have seen the Australians losing, like they've just mentioned. That was the last time that Australians were able to get themselves the win. No yellow cards, please. See, here's Gabe Grace there. Now, that was very well done from New Zealand at scrum time, but Australia doing even better to be able to retain that ball. Now, out wide. Gets it off to Faith Nathan. Driving tackle on her by Teresa Setefano. Australia in position, 40 metres out. Nice step there. Offload on the inside to Hines. They were almost through there. The Aussie Sevens. Oh, big seller, the dummy. Thought about the offloading option, but Nassar hangs on to it again. Now they're on the 22. Faith Nathan goes off to Tegan. Levi, a lot of pressure coming in on her. The ball has been knocked backwards for the Australians. Has to play halfback again there. Levi, space for Keslick. If anyone's going to be able to break through this New Zealand defence, it would be her. Well stolen by Stefano. Now gets her offload away to Risi Pori Lane. 4 minutes into this contest at the moment. Ball on the outside. Gets it away to Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, who decides to try and go on the inside rather than being in a foot race with Madison Levi. Now inside of Australia's half now for the first time here in New Zealand, and they have got themselves the penalty. Good evening, Hamish from Brisbane. The Blues are building towards a domination of the finals. See what I did there? How are you, mate? Says James Martin. I'm not sure about a domination of the finals. I feel like they'll have some competitive games thrown in there as well. And I feel like, like the competition does have certain sides looking more like favourites than others, and the Blues are one of those sides, but they do have to make sure that they get past their quarter first. They have to take down the Fijian draw. That is a good run for Georgia Miller. Fends off one, gets back to her feet, tries to go again, and they are 2 metres out now from the line here for New Zealand. Short ball from Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. Goes to Stefano. Now the ball's loose. Well cleaned up by Pori Lane. Now, it's going to be Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe told to play the ball. And that is going to be another penalty advantage, and this time New Zealand are through. And it's going to be Mahina Paul who manages to score the try for New Zealand, their first of the half and the first in the semi-final. And that is actually another first. That is her first try in Madrid for Mahina Paul. Georgia Miller was aware of the law, so made sure that she did place that ball before getting back up. Having another go at the line. Mahina Paul, in the end, unmarked out wide. New Zealand strike first, but I do not believe that the Australians won't be able to get themselves some form of points throughout this game. They're always very strong, definitely in playoff rugby. That is why these two sides have found themselves up against each other so many times throughout the rest of the season. Oh, we are going to go like that. And like that. There we go. I was just looking at the odds. At the moment, New Zealand are favourites in this game, as you would anticipate. And also coming into this game, they were also favourites. But the Australians, it's not very often we have to say that Australia have to try and cause an upset. And that looks like it's going to be a knock on there from New Zealand. Caleb Lyde, not too happy with that one. The thing is, though, she has not touched the ball as of yet for New Zealand. So if that is the, I guess, tactic from the Australians to not allow Blyde any chance of possession, they are doing it extremely well. If New Zealand's plan is to get it to Michaela Blyde, then they are not getting that plan right. And like they've just said, only one try for Michaela Blyde throughout this weekend, so it's as if maybe all sides are starting to try and shut her down a little bit more. Either that or New Zealand are trying a few different tactics. That is the ultimate wedgie there for one of the Australian front rowers. That one almost went up to her collar. But now going off, Faith Nathan breaks through Michaela Blyde. She's going to have a foot race with Nathan, and I don't think she's winning it. Nathan going to score it between the sticks, and New Zealand will concede the try right at the end of the first half. Brilliant try from the Aussie winger. And she's waiting patiently for one of the New Zealand players to come over and at least challenge her. She has now placed it down. Nathan, that is actually her first try in Madrid. A lot of the regular try scorers aren't the ones who are scoring tries throughout this competition, and I think that's also a great benefit for these two teams, the fact that other players are starting to step up. Hi, Hamish from Northland, says John, in there as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing extremely well. Yeah, Michaela Blyde, she's quick, but Nathan, I think she got that little jump on her, and then it just seemed like they were continuously that same distance away from each other. It'll make it very hard to be able to catch her, but that kick has gone over from the Australians, and at halftime now in this contest, it is going to be 7 points to 5 in favour of the Australians. Of course, it's going to be such a crucial second half. New Zealand, they have won the last 3, but this would break the 3-match winning streak if the Aussies are able to get themselves a couple quick-fire tries in this one. Now, I should mention we have also got 2 more games just around the corner that we are covering, ladies and gentlemen. Those are going to be the 2 contests involving the men's semi-finals, first of which the matchup taking place between Fiji and France, followed then by the match between New Zealand and Argentina. So we are covering both of those games. Also later on tonight, we are going to be covering the game involving Samoa and USA, Kenya versus Germany, and then alongside that, the finals, of course. I'll have the Sevens been going. So Simran, they've been going all right. We've seen a few upsets along the way. I think that the side, to be honest, like there are 2 teams for me that have disappointed a bit this weekend. South Africa being one, with them losing all 3 of their games in their regular group stage, but then they just beat Australia, so they're getting back on the right track. And then, of course, Samoa losing all 3 of their games in the challenger side of things. Now they have to play the top seed, and that is the USA. They're showing a burger. That burger from McDonald's looks good. I know you're a little bit of a McDonald's gal, Simran. Have you tried the quarter pounder barbecue bacon and crispy onions burger? Because that thing looked good because it didn't have many vegetables or whatnot in it. So that might be one that I have to give myself a bit of a test at some point. Sorry, I accidentally clicked before the sentence was finished. Says that Simran there. But now, kicking off this one from left to right for New Zealand. Second 7 minutes underway. Australia currently with these 7 points on the board. I think New Zealand need to try and find Michaela Blythe a little bit more often throughout the second half. Going to be now the run forward from Tarita. Stolen by Georgia Miller. She just stripped that one for the Kiwis, and Poultry Lane scores the try. Does that mean Samoa will not be around for the Sevens next year? Maybe. If they lose their game up against the USA that is happening in about 4 hours' time, then they will be knocked out and they will be in the Challenger Series. The sad thing is, though, even if they play well and they win, that now means that the USA will be knocked out of the Sevens circuit. So either way, we're going to see a great side taken out of the competition. And I feel like it's a big shame. I feel like both of those sides have got their own spots on the circuit, if that makes sense. So yeah, it would be pretty sad. See either of them go. Unfortunately, no, I've tried it. Never tried it. It's because I'm a McChicken McSpicy gal. But if you want to try it, can we make it a date? Says it Simran there. Only if there's a McFlurry involved, I would say. And some chips. Got to get the chips too. Got to get a combo. Go Georgia. Says a Nov Mum there. Currently 6 minutes remaining, and New Zealand have now got themselves the lead. 12 points to 7. Nathan Wong, I was about to say, but it is Tyler King now. I believe that for New Zealand, 3 of the ladies in this team, compared to last year, have got changed last names, which takes a little bit of adjustment. So Samoa's out, not yet. In their game up against the USA, if they win, they will stay in the series. If they lose, they will be knocked out and back to the Challenger Series. But they are still in the Olympics as well, I should mention, for the Samoans. So not all completely bad news for them at this point, because they have still got that little bit of a chance of winning something at the Olympics as well. Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one for them now. Tackling on the 22. For which party is the McFlurry for? Because I'm hands down in for a Macca's Day. Says Simran there. And you mentioned the McNuggets earlier on for yourself. They go well. If you ever dipped a McNugget in a McFlurry, that's probably something that sounds weird to do, but I'm sure some people have done it in the past. Now going off to the left-hand side. Nice pass out wide to Faith Nathan. New Zealand up by 5. We have seen throughout this game that Australia... Oh, that was almost a tip tackle from Portia Woodman-Wycliffe. Now inside ball. Nice step in for the Australians. So Samoa is out. Not yet. They have their game later on up against the USA. And then if they lose that, then they are out. But if they win that, they are on the circuit for next year. Now, going back across to the right-hand side, Tarita. I think New Zealand wanted to contest in that breakdown. They decided against it. The last thing that they want to do here is giving away a penalty. Nassar look for the pass, and well stolen by New Zealand by Setefano. Looks like New Zealand are playing with 6 at the moment with an injury on the far side of the field. Looking around for Michaela Bly. We don't see her at the moment. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, though. Oh, my. She's just bumped off Kasaku. I think she's being knocked out in the process, or at least she was well and truly rattled. And Woodman-Whitcliffe has got the try. Vamos, Argentina. Yes, I have the fries too. Quite yum. I guess I love nuggies too. Says Simran Nuggets with McFlurry as sad as Samoa or USA out, says Drew fan. And we be live in that game. We are indeed going to be live for that contest, so be sure to stick around for that one. But New Zealand now giving themselves that little bit more of a lead here in this matchup. It's going to be a very important one indeed. Go through to the semi-finals. Coverage for myself has just frozen. Hopefully that is not the case for too long though. By clicking live, hopefully we sort that out. Okay, I think it's glitching on Sky. Hopefully it doesn't glitch for too long. It's normally during the important games that they do decide to lose the coverage. Go Fiji, says Dio Dutt. Yeah, Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe scoring a fantastic try for New Zealand to give them that 19 points to 7 lead. And yeah, it does seem to be that Sky has now cut out. Yeah, I'm getting the same annoying. I hope that it goes away by the Sevens men's semi-final. Of course, for a women's semi-final, it is not great. Luckily, we already roughly know what the result's going to be in this one. But if it was going down to the wire and it started cutting out for Sky, that would be very annoying indeed. But we will get it up on our phone, hopefully, before the end of this contest. Currently, New Zealand, though, with that 19 points to 7 lead. Fiji has improved, says Dio Dutt. Have you been noticing that it's been doing it a lot more over the last maybe like month or so, month, than it used to? It seems to be that, I don't know if it's their servers or what the go is, but it just seems to be cutting out much more recently. Go, a New Zealand go, says Gita. We will quickly go like this, transfer us over to the phone so that I can see the coverage, hopefully, as it is happening. And at the moment, it does look like they have lost the coverage on Sky here in New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen. Just for now, anyway. There is an error loading the video, they've said. But at the moment, score still sitting 19 points to 7. We are not too far away from the end of this matchup. And of course, the next game that we are covering on the channel will be that semi-final matchup between Fiji and the French, followed closely by the next match that is going to be taking place. And that is that one between the New Zealanders and Argentina. I will just very quickly go like this and like that. So the game that has taken place for the semi-final is going to be kicking off at 10:21. So we've got a little bit of time before that next game comes in. So hopefully the coverage will be back by then. But currently 19 points to 7 is the way that it still sits for New Zealand. They are in the lead. They have to make sure that they do hang on for just that little bit longer. Not a lot of time remaining, though, in this matchup. So I think they should be able to get the job done. Now, on the other side of the draw, the Canadians, they are going to be going head-to-head with the French, I believe it is. Oh, the coverage has now just come back for us here in New Zealand, so we will go like that. There we go, and it has just been a try scored by Faith Nathan, bringing the Aussies back into this match. And they've got the kick over. There are 15 seconds remaining, ladies and gentlemen. New Zealand do still have the lead, but only just 14 points to 19. One try here would get the Australians into the lead, and they would win this game from there. But it is going to be the Australian kickoff. They cannot afford to get this one wrong. Season record, combined men and women. She is third at the moment on the overall standings for Maddie Levi. Kicked off short. New Zealand looking to line this up and slap back onto the side of the Australians. They have got their last chance to be able to knock New Zealand out of this competition. That is a really late shot coming in from New Zealand. Could have been a penalty in favour of the Australians, but they are on the halfway line at the moment, looping around, looking to get it out to Madison Levi. Big shot on Shirai Paki. Now left-hand side, Tegan Levi slammed down. Could be a penalty against the Kiwi. No, she's managed to get out of there. I think it was Stacey Wakaflula. Now across again for the Australians. Dominique Dutoy puts it on the inside. It's gone backwards, says the referee. I thought it was going to be the knock-on. But New Zealand, they have to make sure that they do not concede a penalty late. It's the Levi sister. Tegan this time goes to Kaslik. She has Madison Levi with her ball on the outside. Australia will steal this one, or will they? They've got the try. It's going to be 19-19, and now the determining factor in this match is whether or not this kick goes over. If it doesn't, we go to golden point time. So a massive moment here for the Australians. It's a massive shame that we didn't get to see the second try scored in this contest. Like I mentioned, the coverage here in New Zealand did cut out, but we are going to get to see the finish here, 19-19. If this kick goes over, the Australians go through to face up against the winner of the other semi-final. In the final, it is over for the Australians, and they have beaten New Zealand for the first time in their last 4 matches up against each other, and there is a pile on at the moment for the kicker. And no, I don't want Australia to win. Says a draw. Fans and the Aussies are now through to the final. You can see the disappointment on the face of the New Zealanders. But great last kick in this contest. I believe it was Tia Hines who has been able to slot over 3 from 3 in this matchup. Charlotte Kaslik, the X Factor, is back. Madison Levi, her try-scoring record now matches that of Sanutla, which is second, by the way. There were a lot more tries scored on that first place, but second place equal. And all of the Australian bench running onto the field, jumping onto, I believe it was Tia Hines. But a great finish to the match for the Australians, who will now be through to the final to face either France or the Canadians. But I do think it will very much, the Fiji will play, says Theo Dutt. They will indeed. Their game has taken place at 10:21 New Zealand time. So we are starting that live stream in about 25 minutes time. So be sure to check that one out. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.